Good morning, Mr. Hoffman. Thank you for coming in to meet with me today. I'm Jennifer Connolly, the hiring manager for this region. Please, have a seat and make yourself comfortable.
Good morning, Miss Connolly. Thank you very much for having me and for this opportunity to speak with you today. I'm happy to be here.
You're very welcome. To start, could you please tell me a little bit about yourself and why you are interested in the coffee shop supervisor position with Dunkin'?
Certainly. For the past few years, I've built my career in the food and beverage industry, and I've always admired Dunkin' for its strong brand and loyal customers. I'm not just passionate about coffee, but about creating a positive experience for every single person who walks through the door. I'm looking for a role like this supervisor position where I can use my experience to lead a team, ensure we're running a smooth and efficient shift, and uphold the high standards that Dunkin' is known for.
That's great to hear. At Dunkin', our customers expect speed, accuracy, and a friendly face. What do you think are the most important aspects of running a successful shift in one of our busy locations?
From my experience, the most important thing is organization. A successful shift starts with a clear plan. That means making sure all stations are properly stocked before the rush begins, ensuring the team knows their specific roles, and maintaining clear communication. But it's also about being adaptable. When the morning rush hits, things change quickly. A good supervisor needs to keep the team calm, focused, and working together to get every customer in and out quickly with a smile and a perfect order.
I agree completely. A big part of that is having a well-trained team. How would you approach training a new barista to not only make our coffee, but to deliver the Dunkin' experience?
I believe training has to be hands-on and encouraging. First, I would pair the new team member with one of our strongest, most positive crew members to learn the basics of our menu and equipment. I'd focus on one thing at a time, like learning the register, then making espresso drinks, then mastering our iced coffee recipes. But the most important part is teaching them why we do things. For the Dunkin' experience, it's about more than just making a drink. It's about making a connection. So, I train them on how to greet a customer warmly, how to listen carefully to their order, and how to handle a special request with a can-do attitude. And I'd always be on the floor with them, ready to support and give them positive feedback as they learn.
Following procedures is key to our consistency. Let's talk about our core product. In your opinion, what is the single most important factor in making a great cup of coffee for a customer?
While high-quality beans are the foundation, I believe for a busy chain like Dunkin', the most important factor is consistency. A customer comes to us because they know exactly what their favorite coffee will taste like, whether they're in this location or one across the country. This consistency comes from strictly following our recipes and procedures, the correct grind, the right water-to-coffee ratio, and proper brew times. My job as a supervisor is to ensure every single team member follows those steps perfectly, every time, so the customer always gets the reliable, great-tasting coffee they expect from Dunkin'.
That's a great point. Consistency is everything for our brand. Now, how often would you suggest we look at our menu or promotions to keep things interesting for our regulars?
I think it's important to balance our core menu with the excitement of new, seasonal offerings. Dunkin' does a fantastic job with this, like with the fall flavors or summer coolatas. As a supervisor, I would make sure my team is not only trained on these new items, but also excited about them. We can build that excitement by encouraging them to try the new products themselves so they can confidently recommend them to customers. We can also get the team involved by suggesting local marketing ideas, like offering samples on a Saturday morning to introduce the new flavors to the neighborhood.
Excellent ideas. Our iced and cold brew coffee is a huge part of our business. What are your thoughts on the difference between iced coffee and cold brew, and how would you ensure both are made correctly?
The main difference is the brewing process and the taste. Our traditional iced coffee is brewed hot and double strength, then poured over ice, which gives it a brighter, More classic coffee flavor. Cold brew is steeped in cold water for a long time, which makes it smoother, less acidic, and naturally a little sweeter. For the team, I would emphasize that both need to be made with care. I'd ensure they are following the correct steep times for cold brew and using the red ice to coffee ratio for iced coffee so it never gets watered down. It's about giving the customer the specific product they're looking for.
Let's switch gears a little. How do you think we should approach pricing our products, especially in a competitive market?
I understand that pricing strategy is usually set at a higher level, but as a supervisor, I can contribute by focusing on value. We need to make sure the customer feels they are getting a great deal for their money. This means ensuring portion sizes are accurate, our extra espresso shot charges are correctly applied, and that we are consistently promoting our mobile app offers and value menus. By delivering high-quality products quickly and with great service, we justify our prices and keep customers choosing Dunkin'.
Speaking of the customer experience, what kind of atmosphere do you try to create for our guests in the shop?
For me, a Dunkin' shop should feel clean, energetic, and welcoming. It's a place where people start their day or take a quick break. I want the lobby to be spotless, the music to be at a pleasant level, and the team to be visible, smiling, and acknowledging every person who comes in. Even in the drive-thru, that energy should be clear in our voices. It's about creating a positive, get your day started vibe.
Dunkin' is often a community hub. Do you have any experience with hosting small events or think we could do more to be involved in the local community?
Absolutely. I think we could partner with local schools for fundraising nights, where a percentage of sales goes to the top. We could also host a coffee with a co-op event or simply offer our meeting room space to local community groups. These small efforts build a lot of goodwill and make us a true part of the neighborhood.
That's a wonderful perspective. Now, we all know that in customer service, not every interaction is easy. What do you think is the most important thing to remember when dealing with a difficult customer situation?
The most important thing is to remain calm and listen. I always tell my team, let the customer explain the problem without interrupting. Often, people just want to feel heard. Once they've explained, I would apologize sincerely for their experience, even if it wasn't our fault. Then, I would focus on finding a solution, whether that's a remake, a refund, or a discount on their next visit. The goal is to turn a negative experience into a positive one and show them that their satisfaction is our top priority.
Can you give me a specific example of how you've handled a difficult customer in the past?
Certainly. Once, during a very busy morning, a customer came back inside upset because his bagel was burned. He was clearly in a rush and frustrated. Instead of being defensive, I immediately apologized and said, "I am so sorry that happened and for the delay in your morning. Let me get you a fresh one right away." While the new bagel was toasting, I offered him a small coffee on the house for the trouble. By the time he left, he was calm, thanked me, and said he appreciated how quickly I fixed it. It showed him we cared more about getting it right than arguing.
That's a great example of problem solving. What are your thoughts on our Dunkin' Rewards loyalty program and how we can encourage more customers to sign up?
I think the rewards program is a fantastic tool for building loyalty and getting customers to return. To promote it, I'd make it a friendly challenge for the team. We could have a goal for the number of sign-ups per shift and celebrate when we hit it. But more importantly, I'd train the team on how to ask. Instead of just saying, "Do you have the app?" they could say, "Are you earning points on your purchase today with our free app? You could get a free drink in no time." This frames it as a benefit for the customer.
If we were a new location, how would you suggest we market ourselves to attract new customers?
A multi-pronged approach would work best. First, we'd leverage Dunkin's national brand recognition. Then, we'd focus locally. We could set up a small table outside with samples of our coffee and munchkins during the morning commute. We could introduce ourselves to nearby businesses and offer to cater their morning meetings. I'd also ensure our location is spotless, our signage is clear, and our team is trained to be exceptionally welcoming from day one to create a great first impression that brings people back.
The coffee industry is always changing. How do you stay up to date on new trends or competitor offerings?
I like to stay curious. I follow industry publications and food trend websites. I also make it a point to occasionally visit other coffee shops, not as a spy, but as a customer to see what they're doing, what new drinks they're offering, what their service style is like. It helps me understand the bigger picture and think of ideas we might be able to adapt or improve upon for Dunkin'.
That shows great initiative. Now, let's talk about the team you would be supervising. How would you handle a situation where two team members are having a conflict that is affecting their work?
I wouldn't ignore it, hoping it will go away. I would speak to each team member separately, in private, to listen to their side of the story without judgment. My goal would be to understand the root of the problem. Then, if appropriate, I'd facilitate a brief, calm conversation between the two of them, focusing on how we can work together professionally to provide great service. I would remind them that we're a team and need to support each other. I would then follow up with both of them individually in the following days to make sure the situation has improved.
That's a very mature and fair approach. Shifts can get incredibly busy. How do you manage your stress and keep the team motivated when we're in the middle of a 2-hour rush?
I believe the supervisor's attitude sets the tone for the whole shift. If I'm running around stressed and yelling, the team will feel that panic. I make a conscious effort to stay calm and focused. I move quickly, but I use a clear, encouraging voice. Simple things like saying "Great job on that drive-through window, Sarah, you're crushing it." Or "We've got this team, let's push through this line together," can make a huge difference. Acknowledging their hard work in the moment keeps morale high.
This position also involves managing inventory. Can you explain how you would go about managing our coffee and food supplies to minimize waste?
I'm a big believer in the FIFO method, first in, first out, for all our products. I'd ensure all team members are trained to rotate stock, putting new products behind older ones. I'd also pay close attention to our sales patterns. By knowing which days are busiest and which products sell best at different times, I can coach the team on what to prep and when, so we have enough for the rush, but aren't throwing away expired food at the end of the night. Regular, accurate counts are also crucial.
Absolutely. Where do you see yourself in your career, say, 5 years from now?
My long-term goal is to grow with a company like Dunkin'. I'm very ambitious and eager to learn. In 5 years, I hope to have mastered the supervisor role and be ready for the next step, such as an assistant manager or general manager position. I want to take on more responsibility and help the company achieve its goals on a larger scale.
That's exactly the kind of drive we like to see. Finally, Mr. Hoffman, do you have any questions for me about the role, the team, or Dunkin' in general?
Yes, I do. Thank you. My first question is about opportunities for growth and development. What does a typical career path look like for a successful supervisor at Dunkin'? And my second question is about the team I'd be working with. Can you tell me a little bit about the current store team and the store manager I would be reporting to?
Those are excellent questions. For a successful supervisor, the path often leads to assistant manager within 12 to 18 months, and then to store manager as they demonstrate their leadership skills. The store you'd be at has a great, energetic team, and the store manager has been with us for 5 years and is an excellent mentor. I think you'd be a great addition. Well, Mr. Hoffman, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Your experience and your thoughtful answers have been very impressive. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you so much for your time, Miss Connolly. I really enjoyed our conversation and learning more about this opportunity. I look forward to hearing from you.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Goodbye.